Hi guys! So this is part 2 of the what to prepare for the AMDA audition and what to expect. I'm sorry it's so late. I've just been really busy with life. So here it is. Have fun. So after you finish your rehearsal, your practice with the accompanist, you're supposed to go back to the waiting room. So I go back to the waiting room and I keep talking to other people, and they have the actors go out and they have the dancers go out, and then after a short period of time they take you again in your group and they take you to the audition space where you practiced, and they put you in an order and you're supposed to remember the order that you're going to go in. And when you go in, they do have a camera. It's not, I mean, our camera wasn't huge. It was like literally this big on the side of her desk. You couldn't really see it. It was inconspicuous. It was not a problem. But keep in mind that you're going to talk to the camera. Sorry about the ink on my hands. I was writing. You're going to talk to the camera and say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. These are the pieces I'm doing." And then after that, you do not look at the camera and you do not look at the adjudicator after that. Because then you are in your own space. The audition room is your stage. You are performing. Think of it that way. It's not an audition. Think of it as you already got the part or the role or whatever you're doing, and perform it, because it is a performance. And I kind of wish I would have thought that going into my audition, because I kind of messed up on my song even, which I thought was weird. I started singing the wrong verse. Only because I did my introduction in a way that I hadn't practiced it. I just kind of spoke words. But just go with the flow. It's easy. Think of it as you already got the part. You're just performing it. And there just happens to be one person there. And you're not going to look her in the eye. Find a spot on the wall. Act out to an imaginary audience. Just don't look at her all the time. I mean, I guess you could have some eye contact with her, but you really shouldn't. She or he might say something after. If they don't feel bad about it. No words are good words, and good words are good words. My adjudicator asked me how long I had been, or what kind of training I had had, so I talked to her about the performances that I've been in and everything. She asked some others why they chose AMDA. I mean, I feel like she talked to everyone, but she might not talk to you, so if your adjudicator doesn't talk to you, do not feel like you did something wrong. The other thing to keep in mind after your audition is that it is done. Your audition at that point, I mean, your performance part of the audition is done. There's not anything you can do. You can't go back in time and change anything. It is finished. Like, there's no point in saying, "Oh, I messed up on that. They're going to hate me. This is that. I did this wrong. I suck, blah, blah, blah," because you're still going to have communication with them, because after your audition, you have this one-on-one interview. So if you walk out of your audition and you wash over all of this, "I suck, I messed up on this, I messed up on that," and you go to your interview, they're going to see that, and that's part of your audition too. Keep that in mind. In the personal interview, you talk to the rep that you saw in the beginning with the paperwork, and they'll pretty much ask you the questions that you answered on your essays for the application. She asked me about a hardship. She asked me if my grades reflected who I am as a person and how passionate I am about the arts. It's okay if you choose to discuss other hardships that you went through, if they ask that. I spoke about something different than I did in my essay, just to kind of give her more insight onto who I am, because that's not the only issue I've been through. So if you want to divulge more, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. If you just want to talk about what you wrote about, that's totally fine. And then after that, you go back into the waiting room, and then the next person who does their audition will go and do their personal interview. And then when all the personal interviews are finished and all of the auditions are finished, they do this big group thing, and they talk about a typical day at AMDA. They talk about financial aid. They talk about performance opportunities, what teachers do, because a lot of times the teachers are still performing themselves, which is really awesome, because then you're getting the most up-to-date information about the industry. And that's the other thing too. They really care about putting you, preparing you for what's out there. It's not so much about giving you the technique and everything. They want you to be up to pace with what's going on in the world. something else to keep in mind is that when you're in your audition for the school, you're also auditioning for a scholarship/grant at the same time. So, and there's not any application you have to fill out. It's just automatically, if you get accepted, they may or may not help you out with some money. Make sure that you have all of your information in, like all of your application stuff in. If you need to bring anything to them, they said it takes a couple days to process it. So wait, I don't know, what did she say, like 4 days? My audition was Sunday, and I'm calling on Thursday to make sure they have all my information. Make sure you do that. They give you these cool pens that have the telephone number on them to call and see if they have all of your information. Definitely do that, regardless of if you know you had it all in, because you want to make sure that they did get it. If you send in all your information on time by your audition date or whatever, you'll know in 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know, like a month, 2 to 4 weeks, I think is what it was. What I found surprising was that school actually started in October and not August, which is cool. Yeah, so just remember that you are it. You own your space. This audition is relaxed. It's going to be fine. Just take it easy. Do not stress about it. It's going to be perfection. That's my new saying, I guess. So just remember that you're it. And you're going to do great. You're going to do the best that you can do, even if it's not perfect. And keep that in mind, too, that it's a school. It's not a role. It's not a part. It's not something that you need to be at a professional level at. This is a school. They want to teach you. They want to see potential in you. So even if you do mess up, they can still see potential and something that they can work with. That's what they want to see, is something that they can work with. So if you do mess up, don't stress about it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You can audition again. There are other schools, but keep that you are it thing in your mind, because the performance world is going to be wherever you make it. Wherever you are is where it's going to be. So yeah, that's the kind of audition process. I might make another video about my personal audition. I may not. This video is already 15 minutes long, so I hope that answers questions. If you have any